So this is Christmas break. It's a very impromptu video. And I, at the last minute, decided to record this thing. So I want you to hang in there with me. I haven't recorded a video in a very long time. And by the way, I haven't said this yet, but welcome back to my channel. Today I'm talking about the replacement of the Keurig. This is my third Keurig. First one lasted 3 years, Keurig 2.0. Second one lasted 13 months. It was a Keurig K Supreme. This one I hope lasts a while. We're talking about the K Select. One of the cons that I've already discovered about this machine is the water, and I cannot use this word. I'm going to call it the water holder. It's the reservoir. Hope you're laughing with me. The Keurig K Supreme had a water holder, 60 ounces. This K Select has a 52-ounce holder. The problem with that is my strength of coffee is 14 ounces for one single serve K-cup. So I don't care for the size of the water. 52 ounces for 14-ounce cup, I only get 3.71 servings per water reservoir. I have to refill it at that point. Ooh, I'm not real happy about that, but what can I say? I was supposed to have received a 50% off coffee if I registered the new machine with Keurig. Oh, cool. I'm going to order some coffee. Well, come to find out, it took 3 days to get that coupon. I actually had to call Keurig. I actually went through a chat because they told me, well, you'll receive, sorry about the bulldog and the man snoring. Keurig said, well, you have to wait at least 24 hours. Well, 3 days passed. I didn't get the coupon. When I finally did get it, I discovered that you have to buy, I think it was 5 boxes of at least 12 to receive 50% off. Well, I shop at H-E-B in Texas, and the price for a box of 12 K-cups was exactly double what I pay for the same coffee in H-E-B. So it didn't do me any good to order coffee from Keurig. So be aware, if you're excited about getting that 50% coupon, be aware it's not what you think it is. The refillable K-cup on Keurig, and I like ordering things from Keurig, but the refillable K-cup is actually cheaper on Amazon. I think I paid $7 or $8 less on Amazon than what Keurig was asking on their site. Now, I explained about the water collection, how you actually, when you use the refillable K-cup process, you get a little bit of water sometimes collecting under that lip. And that's one thing. If you don't have a cup underneath there far enough out to catch that water, it will actually tumble over the front of your machine. And if you have a countertop that you don't want wet, you might get a wet countertop. One way you could probably get around that is to remove, and I haven't tried this, is to remove your coffee mug from the machine once it's brewed. And then maybe once you open that handle and that top to take your refillable cup out, that water may actually drip down into the drip tray. I don't know. I haven't tried it. So far, I really do like the machine. It just feels better than the K Supreme did. The K Supreme, from the get-go, it felt like when you placed the, how do I say this? You press the door down, the needle goes into the K-cup. From day one, it felt not as sturdy as you wanted it to be, and that's eventually what gave out. It had what looked like a stainless steel ring around that, what you lift up and press down. It's plastic, it's not stainless. It looks like stainless. That eventually broke to where it stuck in place. Then it separated from the plastic. So it did both of those things. Same exact K Supreme in the office where I work part-time. And we had the very same problem with it. It stuck, it broke, it quit brewing, and that was within probably a month of each other. They both died at the same time. And I'm really glad to be back to a single needle machine versus the 5 because that was very messy. There was always these little splatters around, drove me nuts. And I am not a perfectionist, but those splatters just never should have happened. That is my wrap up right now on this machine. I wanted to do an unboxing, but I've been using it now for a couple of weeks. And so far, I'm pretty pleased. Why do I like Keurig? Always felt in the beginning with the first Keurig that I bought, the Keurig 2.0, I just felt like I was buying something quality, and I did back then. I love the convenience of getting up in the morning, putting that K-cup in, or filling my refillable cup with ground beans. Oh, I was going to show you that coffee too. Got to do that. Um, and there you have it. It's like instant. Now, oh, that's another thing with this machine. The Keurig 2.0 and the K Supreme, I don't remember the water having to heat up. With this machine, you actually have to turn it on in the morning. And you can hear it heating up. You can hear it sort of going through a boil process. And so that takes a moment. It doesn't take real long, but it takes a moment and it makes some noise. If you don't like noise, then you might not want to hear that grumbling and bubbling, but that doesn't bother me. I like hearing that in the mornings because I know my coffee's coming. So that's a little different. Don't have much else to say about it. That's just my review so far. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. There's another video out there where I talk about my love of coffee and how you use a refillable K-cup. And I went into a lot of detail. I'll try to link to that at the end of this video. I've just been a little bit busy, but in my 2023 planner, I plan on picking more and more vlogs up. What I have to do to stay on track with the videos is whenever I have an idea, write it down. If you don't write it down, you're going to forget it. Okay, I think it's been a good video. I hope you've enjoyed it. And so far, like I said, I really like that Keurig. It looks like my original 2.0, except it doesn't have that display screen that went out. It feels very sturdy. It makes a nice cup of coffee. The downside to that is, number one, it seems like it takes a moment for the water to heat, which is okay with me. It's a safety feature that it turns itself off. And you may not have that problem with having to refill the water reservoir. I still didn't say that right. As often as I do. I drink black coffee and I like it not so rich. If you're drinking an 8-ounce cup of coffee, you're going to get a whole lot more uses out of it than my 14 ounces before you need to add water in. Okay, folks. Oh, and the charcoal filter. There's a little charcoal filter that I'm not going to show this to you right now. There's a little charcoal filter that fits down the plastic cylinder thing down in the water reservoir. The last 2 Keurigs that I've had have had that. It seems like it keeps the water fresher. Thumbs up. One little tip for that. I know HEB has the filters available. They're a little less expensive than the Keurig filters. I really do like Keurig products, and I hope I get to stay with them. I don't know what I'm going to do if this one doesn't last the full length of time. The warranty, I probably could have called on that 13 months. I had forgotten that I registered the other product. They probably would have sent me a replacement. But the warranty says something about the warranty, and then there is a limited warranty. So I don't know what that means. I don't know. My machines aren't damaged, and they're babied. They're clean. They're babied. So I don't know what the limited warranty means, to be honest with you. Okay, y'all, you have a good day. God bless. And you're going to watch this video probably after the holidays. I have to sit down with DaVinci and acclimate to that again. I enjoy the editing, but it's going to take some acclimating. Probably need to update my DaVinci more than once because it hasn't gone through any updates lately. But God bless, and let me know if you have any questions, and that is my review for today. And I look forward to talking with you again soon. I'm going to go over and grab this coffee that I really, really like, and we're going to talk about that for a minute. Okay, so I'm going to apologize to you again for the hair and the mess. We're having another frozen in Texas. We woke up to 18 degrees this morning. I think we went down to 14 before it started going in the other direction. We didn't even have any water in this RV for the longest time. We got it about an hour ago and it's 3:30. So this coffee I have fallen in love with. I use the K-cups, pre-filled K-cups, but I also love to grind my own beans. This is Cafe Ole. It's an HEB coffee. It's called Mocha Java. I hope we're able to focus on this. Here we go. It looks like it's backwards. Darn! Okay, it's Mocha Java. I'm going to butcher this, but I read the most interesting story about Mocha Java. Those were actually ports. And I cannot remember the country right now where the beans were exported out. There's a port of Mocha and a port of Java. Here all my life, I thought Java was just coffee. No, Java was the name of the port. It may still be. This coffee is just, I thought it was going to taste like chocolate, but no, it's like it's not, I can't describe it as sweet, can't describe it as chocolatey. It's just smooth. And it almost sometimes has almost like a citrusy base to it, or citrusy. Here, how do I talk about this? My blends, my essential oils. I think about my dry down and the different levels, the different layers, but it sort of has almost a citrusy layer to it. But it also seems like almost a sweet chocolatey layer as well. But don't take my word for it. Try some Mocha Java. Now, this bag is not fancy at all. I do curbside, and this is, you can't even get it in. It's Texas pecan. That's just a label. Decaf, decaf. I'm trying to do my second cup as decaf. It's murder because I like my caffeine. But neither one of these coffees, even the Texas pecan, doesn't have any sweetener in it that raises the blood sugar. And let me give you a little hint. If you ever want to try Cafe Ole and you don't live in Texas, you can actually order this on Amazon. I recently had to go out and buy another Keurig. I always use the refillable Keurig K-cups. I like coffee beans. Now, with this machine, the refillable K-cup is a lot easier to use with some of the other machines. And let me get this. I just had coffee a while ago. It seems to be helping my voice quite a bit. Ignore the water. This really pops out really, oh yeah, I just hit the floor really easily. The refillable K-cup just fits right in there. Now, there is one little problem when you use the refillable cup and you open it up, and you can't see it right now. This area right here tends to fill with water. So what I have learned to do, and I don't know if it's condensation or what it is. So when I open this up, I've already slid my cup a little bit closer, so that when I open this up, any water that drips off of here drips into my cup. I keep all my machines really, really clean, so I'm not worried about there being anything in the coffee that shouldn't be there. It's just fresh. It's condensation from a fresh brewed cup of coffee. And this just pops right back in there. Line it up, set it down, and it's just as easy as I'm pressing underneath this and pressing up on this. I can tell you right now, on the Keurig K Supreme, this is the part that gave out. You know, within a week of owning that machine, I knew that was going to break. And it did. One thing I like about this machine is this display. I personally, let me see if I can get this one to come in a little bit. Auto off, disco light, and add water. The cool thing is that add water button lights up in blue. So when you see the auto on, that's telling me that the machine's going to shut itself off. I don't know when it does. I think it's an hour. The add water lights up in blue. If for some reason, don't mind this sticker, every K-cup I've ever gotten has had that stupid sticker on it, and I've never been able to get it off. But if for some reason you need a demonstration on this, let me know. There's a difference between the Keurig 2.0, Keurig K Supreme, and the Keurig K Select that I need to point out. The Keurig 2.0 had a single needle. The Keurig K Supreme had a 5 needle. That was messy. The reason why, when all 5 of those, when the coffee came through all 5 of those locations, it would always splash out of the cup. It didn't matter how tall the cup was. It was always splashing out. But with the 1 needle, it does not splash out at all. The K Select, they went back down to 1 needle. So I have to tell you a little bit of a funny story. If you ever get a refillable K-cup and you're going back and forth between machines like I did, there's this little red gasket inside of all of this, and I'm not going to show it to you right now because I need to rinse this thing out. But there's a little red gasket, and it fills these 4 holes. Well, with the Keurig K Supreme, I didn't need to have those holes filled. So I put the little red rubber gasket up. Well, one day I was downsizing. You always have to do that in a small little house. You're constantly decluttering and downsizing. And I thought, I don't know what this thing is. I even took it to my husband and I said, do you know what this is? He didn't know what it was. Well, I threw it away. Bad news, when I got this K Select, I discovered what that little red gasket was for. I had to order another refillable cup because you can't buy just that little rubber gasket. So don't do that. Hang on to whatever you've got because you can probably use it again if you have to replace your Keurig.